It begins when she feels the milking machine come off her sore teats, and then feels the heavy chain around her neck loosen. Then she can't feel the chain anymore. A waft of fresh air passes into her nostrils, lessening the stench of the feces she spends day after day standing in. She walks cautiously to the large barn door that is suddenly open. In order not to miss her chance, she picks up speed and gallops through the door into the open field. There, she finds the other cows who have been set free, and they jump and run, kicking their legs into the air. This is the first time in 4 years that her hooves have stood on anything but concrete. It is the first time in 4 years that she has been outdoors and felt the warm sun on her face. It is the first time in 4 years that she has been able to have contact with the other cows. She has been rescued. She will never again be artificially inseminated by a rape wreck. Never again have the babies she carries for 9 months torn away from her just after giving birth, her heart along with them. She will no longer suffer from the repetitive and excruciating mastitis infections that she has been prone to due to the milk machine. She stops and breathes the fresh country air into her lungs again. She is one of the lucky ones. Change is possible. Change is happening. Change is because of you and me here today. You have heard of the pain and suffering inflicted on animals at the hands of humans. You have cringed at the stories of human greed and wept at the stories detailing the depths of human depravity and its consequences on non-human animals. These stories are true, and these stories happen every day, in every country on our planet. However, the human relationship with animals is not solely one of exploitation and domination. There are people all over the world working to end the abuse and suffering. Some of them are here today. Some of you will join them by choosing compassion. Our ideas about animals with regard to their value and purpose is shifting. We can see the change occurring in all areas where humans have traditionally dictated what, when, and how animals should live and be used for human gain, whether it be their use in entertainment, for sport, and for fashion. Less than 2 weeks ago, Harambe's death at the Cincinnati Zoo highlighted the problem of holding wild animals captive for so-called educational purposes. Many who have formerly supported zoos are now reevaluating the value of zoos versus the risks to human and animals that they pose. Harambe's tragic death has garnered international attention and has raised the contentious but important question of whether zoos really have a place in modern society. Just before this new year, a video captured the owner and trainer of a well-known Ontario zoo whipping a Siberian tiger repeatedly. The video was investigated by the Ontario Society for the Protection of Animals, and in April, the zoo owner was charged with 4 counts of causing an animal distress and 1 of failing to comply with the prescribed standards of care for an animal. In addition to the owner being held accountable for his abuse against the tiger, the exposure of the zoo revealed the little-known but standard practice of zoos renting out their animals in order to gain additional profit. These animals are rented out for movies, circuses, and the like. This revelation is working to further change public opinion about the educational benefit of zoos. The declining support for the use of animals in entertainment is also reflected in the steady decrease of ticket sales for marine parks such as SeaWorld. The award-winning documentary Blackfish, released in 2013, has dramatically changed how we view SeaWorld and the marine park industry's confinement and display of this highly intelligent and free-ranging species. Early in 2015, in response to the pressure created by the film, SeaWorld announced it would end its orca breeding program, stop importing orcas from the wild, and phase out its theatrical orca shows. At long last, SeaWorld was forced to listen to the demands of a more compassionate people. And these significant decisions for Wales means that it is only a matter of time before all marine parks will be forced to close their doors. In 2015, a landmark decision was made by both Ringling Brothers and the world-famous Barnum and Bailey Circus to end their elephant acts. This wonderful news is forcing other North American circuses to reconsider the use of elephants. Another large animal captured headlines in 2015 when he was killed as part of a trophy hunt. The silver lining to emerge from this tragic killing has been the dramatic increase in the global awareness of the ethics and business of big game hunting, and a proposal for bills banning imports of lion trophies to the US and European Union. These discussions have convinced 3 of the largest airlines in the US, American, Delta, and United, to voluntarily ban the transport of hunting trophies. Canadians have also been demanding much-needed updates to the archaic animal provisions in the Criminal Code. Bill C-246, also known as the Modernizing Animal Protections Act, was recently introduced, and it will work to stiffen penalties for those charged with animal cruelty. It will also ban the sale of cat and dog fur in Canada, as well as the import of shark fins. It is undeniable that a shift is taking place with regard to what is believed to be an acceptable treatment and use of animals. In March of 2015, Armani announced that beginning in fall of 2016, it will end all fur use in its fashion line, closely following the decision made earlier by Hugo Boss. This enormous announcement came after a series of discussions with the brand and over 40 organizations working to end the fur trade. This means that many fur-bearing animals will avoid the excruciating pain caused by indiscriminate leg hold traps or the intense confinement and torture of life on a fur farm. Animals being used to test cosmetics is steadily on the decline all over the world. Earlier this month, Australia banned cosmetic animal testing, which will be in effect by this time next year. The 28-member EU implemented a ban on the sale of cosmetics tested on animals in 2013. Israel and India have enacted bans, and South Korea, New Zealand, and Turkey have enacted partial bans. There is no question that animal advocacy is a challenging endeavor, and that changing the minds and hearts of others is a painstaking and lengthy process. But there is also no question that every year we are making more and more progress towards recognizing the intrinsic value of our fellow animals. They are not here for us, they are here with us. Change is possible. Change is happening. Change is because of you and me here today. Thank you.